Have you ever wondered how to describe your health condition accurately in English? It's a question many of us have pondered, particularly those for whom English is a second language. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of health and wellness, as expressed in the English language. Health and wellness, two terms that cover a broad spectrum of topics from physical fitness to mental well-being, and everything in between. These terms represent a fundamental part of our daily lives. Yet, for non-native English speakers, navigating these topics in English can sometimes feel like walking through a labyrinth. So, why is it essential to understand health and wellness terminology in English? Well, let's think about it. When you're under the weather and need to explain your symptoms to a doctor, or perhaps you're in a foreign country and need to find the nearest pharmacy, having a solid grasp of health-related English vocabulary can make all the difference. In the realm of health, understanding the language can be as vital as understanding the symptoms themselves. You see, the more accurately we can describe our health conditions, the better healthcare providers can diagnose and treat us. It's a bit like giving a mechanic a detailed description of what's wrong with your car. The more precise you are, the better they can fix the issue. But it's not just about emergencies or doctor's appointments. Understanding health and wellness terms in English can also enhance your everyday life. It can help you read and understand food labels, follow workout instructions, and even engage in meaningful conversations about health and wellness with English-speaking friends or colleagues. So, as we embark on this journey together, remember that each new word or phrase you learn is another tool in your toolbox, another step towards fluency, and another way to ensure your health and well-being in English-speaking environments. Understanding these terms can be crucial in situations where you need to seek medical help, especially in an English-speaking environment. So, stay tuned as we delve deeper into this vital topic in the coming scenes. Let's empower ourselves with knowledge, one word at a time. Firstly, we will look into some general terms related to health and wellness. Let's dive into the world of health vocabulary, shall we? Starting with illness and disease, these words are often used interchangeably. However, illness is a state of feeling unwell, while disease refers to a specific condition affecting the body. For example, one might say, I feel ill, or I have a disease called asthma. Next is symptoms. Symptoms are signs or indications of a particular disease or illness. If you have a cold, for instance, you might experience symptoms like a runny nose or a sore throat. Now let's move on to diagnosis. A diagnosis is a determination made by a healthcare professional about what is causing your symptoms. It's like solving a medical mystery. For instance, a doctor might diagnose you with the flu if you have symptoms such as fever, chills, and body aches. Treatment is the next term we'll tackle. Treatment refers to the methods used to cure or manage a disease or illness. This could range from taking medication for a fever to undergoing surgery for a broken bone. Speaking of medication, pharmacy is the place where you get your prescribed medicines. It's like a store but for drugs prescribed by your doctor. Which brings us to prescription. A prescription is a document provided by a healthcare professional that authorizes you to get specific medication from a pharmacy. It's like a ticket to the medicine you need to get better. Finally, wellness. This is a holistic view of health, encompassing physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's not just about not being sick, it's about living a balanced, fulfilling life. So there you have it. A quick guide to some basic health-related English terms. Remember, these terms are essential building blocks in understanding more complex health-related English phrases and sentences. Now, let's dive into how to describe some common health conditions and symptoms in English. First, let's talk about some of the most common health conditions. When you have a cold, you might have a runny nose, a slight fever, and a cough. Maybe you're sneezing a lot and your throat feels scratchy. On the other hand, the flu is similar to a cold, but the symptoms are often more severe. You might have a high fever, body aches, chills, and fatigue. Now, if your head is throbbing or feeling heavy, you might say, I have a headache. If your stomach is hurting, you could say, I have a stomachache. These are straightforward expressions, but they clearly communicate the problem. But what about symptoms? Well, a fever is when your body temperature is higher than normal. You might feel hot to touch and you could say, I have a fever. If you can't stop coughing, you can say, I have a cough. If your throat feels raw and it hurts to swallow, you might say, I have a sore throat. If you're feeling like you might throw up, you could say, I feel nauseous, or I'm feeling sick to my stomach. Now let's say you've got a few of these symptoms. You could string them together like this. I have a headache, a sore throat, and I've been coughing a lot. I think I might have a cold. By using these simple phrases, you can accurately describe your symptoms and health conditions. Remember, it's always important to communicate clearly about your health, especially when speaking to a healthcare provider. But what if you're not sure what's wrong? You could say, "I don't feel well," or "something's not right." These phrases express that you're unwell, even if you don't know exactly what the problem is. So the next time you're feeling under the weather, you'll know exactly how to express it in English. Knowing how to seek medical help in English is extremely important. Let's dive straight into it. If you're feeling unwell and need to see a doctor, you might say, "I'm not feeling well, I need to see a doctor." This phrase is simple and direct, efficiently communicating your need for medical attention. Another way to express discomfort or illness is by saying, "I'm feeling unwell." Note that unwell is a general term, and can be used to describe a variety of health conditions, from a simple headache to more serious conditions. In case you need to see a specialist and you're not sure where to go, you might ask, "Can you recommend a good specialist?" This phrase can be adapted to ask for specific types of doctors like dentists, optometrists, or dermatologists. For example, "Can you recommend a good dermatologist?" If you're in need of medication, you can ask, "Can you recommend a good pharmacy?" This phrase is particularly useful when you're in a new city or country and are not familiar with the local pharmacies. In more urgent situations, you might need to use phrases like, "I need immediate medical attention," or "I need an ambulance." These phrases are crucial as they clearly and urgently communicate the severity of your condition. If you're at a doctor's appointment and you don't understand what the doctor is saying, don't hesitate to ask, "Could you please explain that in simpler terms?" Health matters can often involve complex medical jargon, so don't be shy about asking for clarification. And lastly, when you're ready to leave, you could say, "Can I schedule a follow-up appointment?" This indicates that you're interested in continuing your treatment or checkups with the same doctor or clinic. These phrases will come in handy when you need to seek medical attention in an English-speaking environment. Let's wrap up what we've learned today about health and wellness in English. We've covered a lot of ground, so let's take a moment to recap. Firstly, we dived into the general health and wellness vocabulary. We learned that it's essential to be able to express our health conditions and feelings properly. Whether it's telling someone you're feeling under the weather or you're in the pink of health, mastering this vocabulary gives you the tools to express yourself accurately. Next, we tackled how to describe basic health conditions and symptoms. We explored how to express common ailments like a cold or a headache, and more serious conditions such as allergies or asthma. We also delved into how to describe symptoms, everything from a runny nose to a high fever. Understanding and using these terms is crucial, whether you're explaining your symptoms to a doctor or simply telling a friend why you can't meet for coffee. Finally, we discussed seeking medical help in English. We learned the importance of being able to clearly articulate what's wrong when you're unwell. We also covered how to ask for help, whether that's making an appointment with a doctor, calling an ambulance, or even just asking a friend to pick up some medicine for you. It's all about being able to get the help you need when you need it. In all these aspects, the common thread has been communication. Health and wellness are universal experiences, and being able to express your health status, describe symptoms, and seek help in English can make a world of difference when you're navigating these experiences in an English-speaking environment. So there you have it, a quick summary of our journey through health and wellness in English. Keep these tips in mind, practice them, and before you know it, you'll be communicating about health-related matters with ease and confidence. Remember, knowing these health-related English terms and phrases can be a lifesaver, so keep practicing and stay healthy.